Mr. Chairman. Ms. Carlson, I think a number of us have been surprised and a little disoriented by the comments made by the current president of the Philippines, the apparent distance he has with the cause of freedom and his closeness to China. Obviously, our nation has worked with the people of the Philippines to provide for safety and security of that nation, and his redirection has been hard to understand. Can you give me a sense from your perspective as to what it is that may have led him to make the departure from our historic relationship that he has, and to what extent you believe that's being welcomed by the people of the Philippines?
Thank you for that question. I think it's important to look at the U.S.-Philippine relationship in its entirety. We're friends, partners, allies with a 75-year history of diplomacy. We're celebrating Thriving at 75 just this year. So with regard to any particular individual, I think the more important thing is to look ahead. We have a strong foundation of shared values with the people of the Philippines. We train with their military very closely, hundreds of training exercises every year, including the Balakatan premier exercise, which means shoulder to shoulder, which is just finishing up today in the Philippines, where our colleagues across all sectors of society work together, including for freedom of expression and countering Chinese aggression. So I think as we look forward to the next 75 years, there's a lot of room for optimism based on the strong foundations of democracy that exist in the Philippines.
Thank you. Ambassador Kennedy, I think we've been very impressed with the backbone that's been shown by the people of Australia. They banned Huawei products. They have probed the origins of COVID. They participated in a diplomatic boycott of the Olympics as a result of what was being perpetrated against the Uyghur people. In this setting, they're obviously a very small, in terms of population and economy, neighbor of China. We share interests in getting China to behave in a more normal and rules-based way. What is your perception of how Australia might be able to lead an effort to really develop a comprehensive strategy to confront China?
I think Australia and the United States working together is, especially in the Quad with our India friends and with Japan, is a very powerful alliance and combination. And I think that the Australian people have now come together and understanding the challenges posed by China. So I think that we have an opportunity through our partnerships and alliances, working multilaterally throughout the region, to really create a comprehensive strategy that will strengthen deterrence and increase our own security, as well as allowing for the continued prosperity of the region. I think the rules-based order that America has stood behind, working with Australia, has really allowed millions to prosper and provide a great opportunity for Americans. I think that together with Australia, we will continue to deliver on that.
I would note that China has a very comprehensive and, to date, pretty successful strategy to expand their influence in the world, to develop the strongest military in the world, to become the strongest economy in the world. And I'm concerned that we as a nation and even members of the Quad have not settled on what our strategy is to deal with China. Do you agree that China is behaving in a malevolent and predatory way that represents a real threat to our interests here and around the world?
I think the strongest thing that we have is our values and our the sense I saw when I was in Japan, how the whole world really still looks to America as the place they want to come to, the place that that inspires them. So I feel confident that we do have in our values, in our economic strength, in our security partnerships, our alliances, our multilateral work, that we do have a winning strategy. And I know that Australia and the United States together work side by side to implement that every day. So I'm confident in the United States and in our ability to maintain a free and open and secure and prosperous Indo-Pacific.
Senator Schatz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, and to all of the nominees, thank you for your willingness to serve. I'm so thrilled to be here. This really is the A-team, and this conveys a degree of seriousness from the Biden administration and from Secretary Blinken to put its best team on the field in the Indo-Asia Pacific region. So thank you. And Mr. Nathanson, I was just thinking about Secretary Albright and whatever one's views of the afterlife may be. I know she's watching C-SPAN right now and proud of all of you. So thank you very much. My first question